Hey there, Wanderers. Today we're going to be going through my top 10 staple cards for the car park level. This is the second set from Backrooms TCG. I thought the set was pretty great. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first up, just to let you know, kind of have these sorted into rooms, then entities, then items. These are just my favorite 10 from the set. So first up, we have the vending room. This is such a good room, especially if you have the key card or you can pay a pay night gem, although pay night gems are a lot harder to come by in the car park than the lobby levels. But the vending room is super useful. 2 from the pool pile, 2 navigation points, plus 4 sanity. So you're not only getting a little boost for your pool pile, but also a really nice boost for that sanity. And then being able to use the key card or pay that pay night gem and getting any item back from the discard pile is just crazy. But you do lose access to whatever you use to get that item. So, you know, something you got to be aware of, but still really good. Great art too. Really like this one. Very unsettling. And some nice little features on the side there with the 2 unfriendly entities. And the chevrons over here on the trash can. It's great design overall. Awesome. Though it is a red, so you can only have a limited amount of those in your deck. So you could basically have a maximum of 6 red in your deck. So something to keep in mind. Alright, so for number 9, we have the Abandoned Lot. The Abandoned Lot is excellent. It's going to give you 3 all around. So 3 from the pool pile, 3 navigation points, and plus 3 sanity. And just super useful, honestly. Like, you really can't go wrong with getting 3 from the pool pile as well as 3 navigation. And 3 sanity, always helpful. It's basically a super powered hallway. So really good. Very, very useful for being able to stock up a bit, especially if you have a lot of like unfriendly entities out or permanent fixtures. Then you don't have to place all those navigation points down. So pretty useful and very helpful whenever you can get access to it. For the third card on this list, we have the Incline. This is my favorite room. This gives you 3 from the pool pile, 2 navigation points, and plus 2 sanity. So it's not quite as powerful as the Abandoned Lot, but to be honest, I'm just a bigger fan of it. I really prefer getting more cards from the pool pile than having to place out, because sometimes that pool pile gets really low, especially when you're dealing with a lot of different effects in this set. But you're still getting a good amount back for that 2 sanity and 2 navigation points. And I just love the look of it. Like, no other card looks like this one. This like bright green color to it. The way the illustration is drawn, it's just all really nice. I'm a big fan of this one. It's my favorite room. So that is the Incline. Very good. So in the 4th slot for this, we have the first entity. This is the Memory Worm. One reason I picked this one is because I'm a big fan of the whole taming mechanic. I thought it was a really cool idea. You have an item, the Memory Worm. You have the memory fluid in this case. Using it on the worm allows you to throw it in your inventory and use it as a 2-attack item. Otherwise, you're going to have to engage with it and fight it for that 2 deck and hand damage, minus 4 sanity and 2 health. So it's not really hard to take out, but 2 deck in hand will drain you pretty fast. But just the whole idea of being able to tame creatures and use them on other creatures is just such a cool idea. And the fact that this is a yellow means you can have multiple in a deck if you really want to. Try to build a whole army of worm weapons. But yeah, the worms in this set are pretty cool. This one is not as dangerous as the other worms, like the Ancient and the Scarlet Worm. Those ones are hitting you with that sanity drain every round, and just very difficult. But this one is not so bad, and 2-attack items, never a bad thing to have. So yeah, that is my pick for the first entity on this list. Memory Worm. So we're on number 5, and we've got the Minus Moth. I really like the Minus Moth. It's of course kind of a callback to the Death Moth. A similar design, but definitely way creepier, way more malevolent looking. With these sinister eyes on the back. So this one is a little dangerous on its own for sure. 2 deck in hand, 5 sanity loss, and 3 health. So it's not the hardest to take out, but the ability that it gives you when you defeat it is just awesome. So upon defeating it, you gain the topmost item back from the discard pile. And that means whatever's in the discard pile at the time that you beat it. So not the item that you use on it. That one gets discarded with the moth after you get that item back. But yeah, just really good. Really great illustration here and a really great effect. I'm a huge fan of being able to pull items back from the discard when possible, just being able to recover things and use them again, especially if it's a really good item. Like you could plan it, keep the minus moth engaged, and then like use an item and then take it out and get it right back. So that's really nice. But yeah, awesome card, beautiful design, cool effect. Just huge fan of this one, honestly. That is number 5. All right, for number 6, we have the Enforcer. Definitely one of my favorite entities that have been released for the whole game so far. I love the idea of this guy coming in and calling him back up, and then another entity shows up, and he's difficult on his own. Like 4 health means you're gonna need at least 1 or 2 items, usually 2. Sometimes it can be hard to get an item that'll deal 4 damage. Just depends on the circumstances, of course, in your deck build. But he's pretty brutal with the 2 deck in hand. That'll drain you pretty fast. And then summoning that back up, very, very dangerous, potentially. Just depends on what ends up getting drawn, because you just never know what's going to come out of that pool pile. And then another thing to be aware of is that he's immune to poison and liquid effects. So like there's just some stuff that won't work on him. You can't use liquid pain on him, poison effects, so you wouldn't be able to build like a hybrid deck and have him damaged by poison halls. Yeah, it's a challenge for sure sometimes. Being that he summons that extra entity from the pool pile to the field of play it's such a cool effect for him. It really feels like thematic to have him bring someone else in with him. Yeah, absolutely love the Enforcer. Love that he's smashing the nameplate out of the way. It's speed lines behind him. He's just like way cool. Great design on this one. So that is number 6, the Enforcer. Right, we have number 7, the Wayfinder. My favorite entity in the set. I really like the Wayfinder. I absolutely love the ability that he brings. Once you engage him, he lets you take the top card of the pool pile and conceal any unfriendly entity on the field of play. It is just really nice, and you never know what's going to come from that pool pile, so you might pull another entity. It's happened before, and so that way nothing really changes except maybe it's a less dangerous entity potentially. Or it could be a rune card or an item card you really need. And then, so 4 to begin with, just by engaging with him, and then an additional 2 if that effect follows through successfully. Because sometimes there's not entities on the field of play, maybe you just really need some sanity back, and he would be good for that. 4 sanity is pretty nice. But that additional ability of being able to cover any entity, and it's not technically a concealment action, so certain entities that couldn't be concealed could technically be covered by the Wayfinder. So, something to keep in mind if you're going to be building like a hybrid deck, and you could use this against entities that normally couldn't be concealed, or you don't have the right item to conceal them. Like, this is one way to circumvent that. But yeah, Wayfinder is for sure my favorite entity from the Card Park set. I love the design too. He's just such a cool little guy, bringing his little lantern along. Gotta love the Wayfinder. So that is number 7. Alright, number 8 is a little bit of a cheat. So this is actually 2 different items. I couldn't choose which one to put here. They're both similar in certain ways, except there's much more immediate damage with the petrol shrooms, because they're hitting for 4 right out the gate, -1 sanity, but also it's going to deal an additional damage every turn that it's attached to them, as well as hitting you for 1 additional sanity loss. But then the Hex Pipe is very similar. It does 1 damage though with 1 sanity loss, so it's 1 for 1 the whole time. And every round it's just dealing 1 more damage and hitting you for 1 more sanity loss. But the cool thing about the Hex Pipe is that it allows you to pay 6 sanity to bring it back into your inventory when you defeat an entity. So there's some similarities here, but then some big differences, and I just couldn't choose one. I love both of them. They both fit a similar niche in this respect, and they both have amazing designs. I mean, I might give the edge to the Hex Pipe just a little bit because that red is just stunning. I love the sort of cursed look of it. It's very cool. But then the petrol shrooms, it's just so nice. Like, I love that you can see behind it. You can see like right through it. It's a little transparent. It just looks so cool. So yeah, I couldn't decide on one. I'm gonna pick both of them. They're both really good. I mean, you couldn't go wrong either way. That is slot number 8. For slot number 9, we have the Clockwork Torch. This is an amazing wearable item. So you put it on, you equip it, and then it's going to have a passive effect for the entirety of the time that you hold on to it in your inventory. And the idea is that at the start of every movement round, before you move, you get to peek at that top card of your deck in hand. And then from there you can choose if you want to put it on the bottom or keep it on top, because you know that's going to be your first navigation point. So definitely nice to have foresight. This thing is amazing. I could have seen it actually being like a purple light, to be honest. It's such a good item. The red, totally fair. And one other thing I can't believe is that there's no cost for it. You don't lose any sanity to use it. It's just take a look at the top. You know, what do you want to do? Toss it or hold on to it. Could be something incredibly useful, so you know, definitely something to keep an eye on. Clockwork Torch, and it has an incredible design too. Just like the coloring of it, the crazy looking object. I'm just a big fan of this one. It's very cool. Yeah, definitely recommend at least one of these in the deck. Really, you just need one, to be honest. But yeah, one for sure, if you can. Throw one in the deck. A lot of fun. Really like the Clockwork Torch. So that is number 9. Number 10, we have the Smudge Pod, my 100% favorite item, maybe in the whole game. Definitely my favorite weapon, because it's dealing 5 damage and giving you 2 sanity back. Like, that's crazy. Like, the most powerful items usually take sanity away when you use them. So having one that actually gives you a little bit of sanity back, like, that saved me sometimes. And 5 damage means there's a good amount of entities that are either going to be totally dead at that point or very close to it. All but except like the most powerful entities, basically. And one other huge facet of it is that this acts just like the shock shrooms, in that once you use it on an entity, the next round over, it can't damage you. It's like it becomes disabled because of the smoke, the blinding haze, as it says. Yeah, it's a very cool item though. Great look to it, very powerful, really useful, and it's a green light, which kind of seems crazy. This feels like it could have been a red or a purple. It's so powerful, but I'm very happy for it to be a green. Yeah, just all around amazing item. Definitely one of the best items in the game. Maybe the best attack item or close to it. I think maybe it's beaten out a little bit by the Electrofest balloon, because that gives you 2 sanity every round. But I mean, awesome. Really, really good. Plus Electrofest is a promo, and this one is just available in the set. And it's a green light, so you wouldn't even have that hard of a time getting it. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Highly recommend to throw in at least one in the deck, maybe 2 if you can. But yeah, that is my list of technically 11, but 10 slots for the staple cards for this set. Just huge fan of all of these. Really recommend it if you're thinking of building some decks. At least a few of these, maybe a Wayfinder, an Enforcer, throw a Minus Moth in there, at least one of each of these. And Clockwork is so nice. It's just really helpful to be able to see a little into the future, just a little bit. And then of course, the trio of exceptional rooms. Even if you don't have the key card, the vending room is still really useful. Being able to get that 4 sanity, really helpful, and then 2 and 2 with the nav and the pool pile. And yeah, just awesome. Great assortment. Highly recommended. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Hope you had a great time. Let us know in the comments what your favorite staple cards are. What cards do you like to throw in a deck? Yeah, see you in the next one. Take care.